What's up, party rental people? If you're thinking about getting into tents, then this is the perfect video for you. Quick backstory on this video. I've been trying to make a tent video for a very long time on how we set up our 20 by 20 high peak frame tents, which are some of our top renters. But then I saw this post on Facebook, and I just responded with a bunch of advice on the difference between tents. If you guys want a video on that, let me know in the comments. And then I was like, hey, if you want to come by and see how we set it up, then feel free. And then he actually booked a flight. So shout out to Bobby Michalski for actually sticking to what he's doing and going all out. So Bobby showed up here. He's going to be in the video today. You'll see he'll be helping us set up the tent. But full disclosure, this is how we set up our tents, how we've been doing it for years. We've learned a lot of things from just different mentors and just different methods. I'm sure there's other ways. If you're experienced and you're watching this, you're like, oh, that's not how we do it. Let me know. I'd like to know how else you guys do it. Maybe you can teach me something. So this is not the only way to set up a tent. This is just the way that we set up our 20 by 20 high peak frame tents. And by the way, we got a 5-star review for this setup while we were still at the customer's house. So you know this is gonna be good. So without further ado, let's jump right in and show you guys how we set up our 20 by 20 high peak frame tents. Hope you guys enjoy. Right, so we like to use these packing lists that you can print if you have Event Hawk or Inflatable Office, and they tell us every piece that we need. So for a 20 by 20 tent, here's how many legs, how many center poles, all this good stuff for this order. So we're gonna start loading that up. So Scuba, let's get to it. What are we gonna start with?
So we're taking all the poles that we need.
Yep. So we color the leg poles differently from the perimeter poles. So for a 20 by 20 tent, how many do we need?
8 of the non-colored ones and 4 of the colored ones.
Yep. So 8 of the, we call them perimeter poles. Bobby, you can help them out. You have permission. So we use saran wrap to keep them together. Otherwise, you're carrying one at a time. Super annoying. We did get these like Velcro straps that put them together, but ended up being one of those things that we pay for and the guys don't use again. So we'll stop here. So for a 20 by 20, we need 8 of the longer poles. I think they're 9 feet. And then 4 of the leg poles. These are, I think, 7 feet. So that's it, yep. And then next we will need 4 of these like connector things. What do we call these? Fittings? Yeah, those are heavy. And we need 1 center pole. So this is a center pole that lifts up the peak. Now, really important with the center pole, you want to make sure that this is connected. I don't think this is what typically comes with it. It's just a regular screw. And this, you see this? This is going to fall, and then you're going to have problems at the customer's house. So you always, right when you're loading up, make sure everything's secure. Because we do lose those often. For all the smaller accessories, we put them in this like little tote box. We're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4 corner joints. We're gonna need 4 of these shoes, feet, whatever you want to call them. We're gonna need 2 of these, and stakes we don't usually put in there, but yeah, you're gonna need the stakes. And then the ratchet straps, you need 4. This is really important. Shouldn't look like this, but we need 4 of the thinner ratchet straps and 4 of the thicker ratchet straps. It could be this big or more. Let's reorganize. This is how it's supposed to look. So we got 4 corners. You can see them. 4 shoes or feet, whatever you call them. You can see those. We got 4 of the big ratchet straps, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 of the smaller ratchet straps. This is what you want it to look like. Stakes. You need 4 of these really big ones. Show you. Big in comparison. And then there you go. And these are about as big as like the bounce house. So it's pretty big. But need 4 of those and 4 of the bigger ones. All right, so then this is the tent top. This is the white part of the tent. Always, always, always keep these in their bag because unlike a bounce house, these are all white. You want to keep them that way. Shout out to Bobby for coming out and helping us today. All right, and then arguably the most important part of any tent setup is what? Flag tarps, yep. So we put tarps on the floor to keep the tent clean. These are special made. I think they're called throw tarps or something like that. Our first year doing tents, we did not do this, and all of our tents got moldy, black, dirty. These shouldn't be on the floor, but this is what they look like. They're not like your typical tarps. If you look at the difference, they're like a different material, but these we only use during the tent setup and tent tear down to keep them clean. For a 20 by 20, you will need 2 of them. We'll show you why.
20 by 20?
We use 2, yeah. Each one is 20 by 20, but you'll see why we take 2. So as of now, we've loaded every one of these things for the tent, and we are ready to head out, right? Wrong, because there are things that are not on this list that you need for every job, and that's what our awesome general packing list is for. If you guys want to copy this, go ahead and comment general packing list, and I'll send it over to you guys. But this is a template I made. Basically, depending on what you need, this is all the stuff you need. Tent delivery here, that's what we need. We need a dolly. There's our dolly. We're gonna take that with us. We need cleaning spray, towels, hard hats. So here's our cleaning spray, towels, just in case anything's dirty. Highly recommend hard hats for tents. These things are heavy, especially for takedowns if something, wind gust comes, pole falls, hits you in the head, or one of your guys could be very bad. We also we recommend wire cutters. If you're doing any kind of lights or things like that, sometimes people will use zip ties. Even if you are not putting anything up there, sometimes the customer will zip tie stuff to your tent. So you will, having like some kind of wire cutters is gonna be good to do that. Tent tarps we talked about, and then ladders. So these ladders, these tents are like, they end up being like almost 10 feet tall. So unless you've got really tall guys, you're gonna need that. And then we bring WD-40. So WD-40, sometimes these tents, once you put these poles together, they get stuck because you've dropped them. So we like to bring this just in case. Sledgehammer, big one for the stakes. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, we just bring flyers, business cards. We like to use these little lawn signs and then cards. And then I think we are good to go. All right, so what we're gonna do at this point, we're at the customer's house. We're gonna connect these longer perimeter poles, the ones that are like 9 feet, with these fittings. And I like to do this at the truck before I take it to the customer. It's just easier. It's higher. Once you do it on the floor, I don't know, it gets stuck. So we will build the frame pieces here, and then you're only got to carry, instead of having to carry 4, 8, 12 pieces to the job, you're only carrying 4 pieces because you put it all together right here. Way easier. It's very important at this point, do not use the leg poles. That's why we went ahead and colored these. These are there should only be 4 leg poles. Those are the shorter ones. The shorter ones are not what you use to build the perimeter. But this is the very first step, is to put together the perimeter poles, every 2 together with one of these fittings. All right, perfect. So, all right, and now we're gonna take it to the job and start building out the frame. Whatever much you can carry.
Oh, 1 per person? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now we take our 4 pieces that we just assembled. So here we have the 1 perimeter pole, the fitting connecting the other perimeter pole, and we lay it out in a square. And this is your 20 by 20. At this stage, this is when you want to call the customer and say, hey, this is where your tent's gonna be. Are you sure this looks good? You don't want to have to take it apart after it's all set up. Now you see these flags? Really, really important. Every job, we call 811. It's a free service. They'll come out, they'll mark the water lines, power lines, gas lines. Pretty sure nationwide it's illegal to dig without doing this, and you don't want to blow up the neighborhood. So very, very important to do that. This job has excessive lines. This is crazy, but we can set up the tent over it. We just can't stake right here. Otherwise it might hit a gas line. So you want to make sure that you call 811 like a few days before the party. Sometimes I think they need 3 business days so that they can put these flags out. Very, 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 very important. Don't mess with safety. But now we've had the frame laid out. We're waiting for the customer to come out and confirm that this location is good. Okay, next step is to go ahead and use the corner joints to connect, put the frame together. So with this, make sure that this hook is at the top. Easy mistake to make is putting it at the bottom. And pretty simple, should fit right in. if you're ever in a situation where the pole is not going in here, then just flip it around and it'll go in there. It just won't go in here. We have that sometimes where it gets stuck.
These bars don't have any pins stick together?
Nope, the tension keeps them together. Yep. All right, so the customer approved the location of this tent. We've got all corners on. Now we're gonna go ahead and secure the frame together by using those tension wire things. Very good idea to wear gloves at this point. It's easy to pinch, but basically you're gonna go corner to corner and they're gonna connect from here to the other side. Also a good idea to wear hard hats at this point. If these can hit you in the head, they're very, very tight, very heavy. So they can easily just like bounce back. The first one is easy to put in. This yeah, unless they're tangled up. And then the second one, you have to push a little bit. Yeah, see like that. Once they're tangled, sometimes they'll just bounce right back at you. So you got one side put in. Just go straight to the other side. If it doesn't go in, just lift it up. Lift up the corner. Just don't. Yep. Rookie mistake between your legs. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Everybody does it. All right, and then we got that corner. This last corner is going to be a lot harder to put in. Same thing. You're going to lift it up. Yeah, and you put it between his legs again.
I learned the hard way.
Yep. So you just have to lift. And then you're good. And then this is going to pull. What's cool about this is going to pull the tent together, and now it's tension. So if you did need to move it a little bit, this is a lot easier to move now because it's actually held together. Won't fall apart. All right, tarp time. So this is where we use our 2 tarps. Single most important step here to keep your tent clean so you can use it again and again, have happy customers. You're gonna put 1 tarp under the tent, and probably a good idea to use tarp stakes to hold it in. And the other tarp is just gonna go here. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is where we're gonna put the tent top, unroll it so that we can put it there. Makes sense in a second. But this is how you wanna go ahead and do the next step, lay the tarps out. All right, so we just took the tent top out of the bag. I don't know what that stuff is over there, but see how the tent top should never touch the grass. Took it immediately out of the bag, onto the tarp, and now we're unrolling it. And if you guys want to see how to roll up a tent, go ahead and click the card above to see that video. But this is basically the opposite of this. We fold it first, then we roll it. Yep. So now we're gonna put on the tent top. First we lay it out here. That's why I use the second tarp. So you're gonna each grab one of these. You're gonna walk it over to the other side. And it's raining. Perfect. So this is exactly why you need these tarps to keep it from being muddy. Especially when it's sunny, you really want to wear sunglasses at this point. I've met a guy who was blind in one eye because of the light from these reflecting back. They can be very harmful. Look at that, beautiful. So you see that one with the long strip? That goes last. You're gonna start each corner.
Take this.
You're gonna put it over this thing.
This one right here.
Just be very careful that this is not under there. Otherwise you will have to start over. And that one has a long strap, so we leave that one to the end. You'll see why. I'll just bring the exhaust pipe. Forgot.
Oh yeah, they should work. Sometimes it goes without it.
All right. So we have this, we got this cheater bar that helps with this part. We forgot it. It was like 30 bucks, but it's a pretty good investment. So these are all pretty easy to put on. The last one can be pretty tough. I should take this off. So this brand tent has a strap on this last one to help you pull it, because it gets very tight after you've put the other 3 on. You really have to pull it, especially if it's a newer tent. The more you use a tent, this stretches out. You could use it a little bit. I used to use stakes to help put it in.
Yeah,
Help me pull it?
yeah, sure.
Two-man job?
Stakes help. Never, ever, ever put a stake in here or in here. That's how you break this. But there you go. Otherwise, if you guys want to see the little cheater bar, one of our clients actually told me about it. It's actually a pretty cool lifesaver. Just put it in and it slides right in. Let me know in the comments and I'll send you guys a link to it. Otherwise, yeah, let's just grab steaks and do it that way. Is the
It's like a steak.
steak method. Yep, that's a steak.
So that's a cheetah bar you're talking?
No, this is just a regular steak.
okay.
We forgot the cheater bar at the warehouse. But this one, you just put it there and it just kind of helps. And if you bend it, I do it a little bit. Oh, I don't stay. I take it out of the grass and I push it down
right away.
Yeah. So I barely hear. Let me do it. You want to come up with me? So I do it like this. I grab barely, like I'll go just a little bit here, the tip, and I go like this. Almost as bad. See that?
Yeah, sounds good.
That's how I do it.
Nice and tight now.
Yep. All right, now the top is on. What's the next step? Legs. Yep. All right, at this point, we're gonna start putting up the legs. For each corner, you're gonna need one of these tent legs. These are the shorter ones. You need one of these foot shoes, whatever you wanna call them. Thin ratchet strap and thick ratchet strap. So it's a good idea to have everything you need on each corner so that you don't have to keep running back and forth.
Does it matter what side it goes in? Is it all the same?
Nope, doesn't matter. So you're gonna lift, one guy lift. Now the biggest mistake you can make right now is do this. Put it under there, you wanna go under. Otherwise you're gonna have to start over. All right, so there's one leg. And another mistake you can make is moving on to the next leg. You don't wanna do that. You wanna secure this leg before moving on to the next one. You could do 2 at a time or 1 at a time. Or you're gonna go ahead and put that shoe on there, use a thicker ratchet strap to connect it from here to the bottom. So I like to start from the bottom, put the deer in there. This one's massive. Most of them are smaller. And it's very important to make sure this is straight, because if it's not straight, it will crumble. And you put it on there. Get rid of that tape. Now what you're gonna think to do right now is start ratcheting, but that's a mistake. You want to first do it as much as possible by hand. So usually what that means is at this point is gonna go ahead and loosen it all the way, do it by hand, and then start ratcheting, because like this is really full, it's gonna get stuck. You don't want that. You know how to do this? So to loosen a ratchet strap, you're gonna make it perfectly straight, press up there, and then just pull. I should do a separate video on ratchet straps. Still struggle with those. There you go. Perfect. It's exactly what you want it to look like. Straight from here to here, tight, all by hand, without really having a tension yet.
Tight.
Yep. So now you pull it up by hand, and then you start.
Stop it.
No, you want to do it a couple times just so that it's secure. Not too tight at this point, just tight enough to where it's not going to go anywhere. I would do a little more. And make sure, very important, that it's going into here straight and not curved. Yeah, these are really big. Most of ours aren't that big.
I use straps on my E-Track all the time.
Here's like a little loose. So here's all I'll do it is I'll do it by hand a little more. So I'll do it tight by hand. So now this isn't going anywhere. This is secure. Now I can move on to the next one.
The small one stays for now?
Yeah, the small ones, yeah, we're gonna use later. All right, now we're ready to put on the second leg. I'm gonna go ahead and lift it up.
Where does the strap stay? It goes in front of it or outside?
Outside. So you're nope. You're gonna go.
Gotcha. It's behind.
So that leg is secure. Now we're going on to this leg. And we're gonna stop here. After you do 2 legs, we're gonna do some work inside the tent, then we'll move on to the other legs. So same thing, we'll put this on right here. The feet, shoes, you wanna make sure this hook is on the outside, and then you're gonna go ahead and ratchet it. Hold this, Scoober. Tight hand, tight.
Yep. And then we get a couple of turns.
If it gets stuck, just like to do it then. Okay, cool. You have to click it while you. Yep.
Oh, I see. That releases it.
It didn't do that one. You might be going too far down. Like, yeah, don't go all the way. Like, I'll just...
Gotcha. Okay, there we go. That was what I was. A lot of cranking.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's good for now. We are going to tighten these, just not yet. At the end, we're going to tighten them. But for now, we're good. All right. All right, now that we have the 2 legs up, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna put in all these clips here. We're gonna clip every one of these, but we're not gonna tighten it, and then we're gonna put up the center pole. So we no longer need that tarp. We can get rid of it. That is the whole purpose of this tarp, is just to keep the tent top clean. As you can see, the tent top is not really touching the ground anymore. We'll get rid of that, put it back in the truck. So now is when you wanna start doing these clips. Just do not tighten them. If you don't do the clips right now and you do them after you put up the center pole, it's just really hard, and then you gotta be up on ladders and it's just tighter. So what we like to do right now is just put in each clip. If you are missing clips, don't take that lightly. With a missing clip could cause water to collect at the top of the tent, and then your whole tent could collapse. I've been there, don't do it. Make sure all your clips are there. And then for this side, this is what it looks like from the other side. We just go here and we clip them around so that all your clips are done. Then next we're gonna go ahead and put up the center pole, get that beautiful high peak. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and put up that center pole. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your center pole. You wanna make sure that there's a pin here. It doesn't have to look like this, could just be a pin. You wanna make sure there's a pin here. It's preferably not dirty. And you're gonna find the hole at the top of the tent, thread that through. Some people like to put flags on that thing.
How do you thread it through?
You just push it
Oh,
through.
just slide
Yeah,
through.
it just goes through. It's usually a 2-man job. I know some of you guys do it by yourselves. You're crazy, in my opinion. And this, you want this kind of loose at this point. Not loose, but you don't want it under there. You want it around, like that. There you go. This is what you want it to look like. Got it in? Struggling to get it in for some reason. Found the hole, but we can't get it in. Okay, so once you've done that, you have...
That was a little tricky.
A little tricky, huh? Finding the hole was easy. Getting it in was hard, huh? All right, so you want to put this on the tension wire that is on top. So you have an X. You have this X. You're gonna have that that thing ride on the one that's on top, not the one that's on the bottom. And we like to go from the top down. I know some people will go from the bottom up, but so you can go just like that. Just careful, it's muddy. All right, so you have...
I'm gonna go ahead and lift it up in the middle and just push it.
Okay.
Yep,
Right on the
just
track?
gonna ride it. Yep, there's like a thin side and a thicker side. You're gonna...
That side's not going.
Yep, that's it, just like that. Yep, go ahead and lift. Just like that, perfect. Perfect. You see that peak going up.
Is it?
I think it's off track.
Yeah, so this is off track a little bit. You just gotta get it on track going. There you go. This is what you want it to look like.
Okay.
And this one put underneath. Push down.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna push. Now
gotta
you've
go
reached
over
the end
this
of the
way?
line. You're gonna push this down and put it under there. So it helps if one guy's on this side and one guy's on that side.
So we're pushing it that way, right?
Down.
Just
and
push this one down, and it just goes under there.
God, that's a lot of tension.
There we go.
All right, now you can push it forward a little bit. All right, and now to secure it so it doesn't go anywhere, that's where you're gonna use this pin. So you're gonna unhook that pin, go under. Is that a shorter one? Is it shorter than it's supposed to be? Okay, well, this might be a weird one. Should go all the way. I got Bobby here, he'll make it work. Push it forward maybe a little bit, like the whole thing. That's usually not a problem. So.
Well, is this?
Hey, you know what? I think this
Button's
one's supposed
twisted,
to be
isn't
there.
it? Oh, should we switch them?
So now let's see if we can switch them
We
out.
twist it out, is it gonna fall
we can't do that now. We'll figure something out. Yep. All right, so this is what the tent is going to look like on the inside, and then on the outside, this is what it looks like with the peak. Now, if you use the tarps all the time, it should be pretty clean. So you guys can see we have some stains here that we're going to wipe real quick while it's up like this. But overall, we have it. It's pretty clean compared to some of our older ones. And this is what it looks like at this point. Next step, once we've wiped it down and ready to go, we're gonna go ahead and put up the two other sides just like we did with that one, and then stake it down, and then we're all done. By the way, something I noticed is that our videos get more views than subscribers, which tells us that a lot of you guys watching aren't even subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel so you guys can motivate me to make more videos like this. You're awesome. Thank you. So right now you can go ahead and tighten these since they're down low, just by hand. Doesn't have to be nothing too crazy. Or you could do it once the whole tent is up and just use like a little step ladder. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do the legs. All right, this side is gonna be harder than the other side. And before I put the legs up, this is where I like to put these in. So these thinner ratchet straps are gonna go in this hole right here. And once they're up, you're gonna need a step ladder, or you're gonna need to be really tall to put them in. So I like to just poke them in right now, just so that nope, wrong one, right here. Oh, there. All right, so I like to put them in on all four sides right now before we go ahead and put it up, and just leave it there so you're not having to jump up. Yep. While it's down right now, it should be. All right, so I was mistaken. It is easier to do it when it's all down, but now that this side is up, we're gonna go ahead and use the step ladder. Probably would have been a good idea to put these on when it was completely on the floor. But essentially, you just put them in. Don't make the mistake of putting them into this hole right here. You're gonna put them into the one at the top, like I showed you on that last one. And essentially, what these thin ratchet straps are gonna do, the thick ratchet straps secure the tent top with the tent feet. The thin ratchet straps secure the frame with the stake. So these are the ones that we're gonna use to secure, to hold on to the stakes. And for now, just let them dangle. You don't need to do anything for now. All right, make sure you squat, don't hurt your back. One leg at a time. Yeah, this side is gonna be heavier. Squat, squat, squat. Those shoes on, and then secure the tent top to the bottom. Yep, you should be a pro at it by now. These are a lot easier. We're gonna move it once it's up. It's just like that because it's all messed up. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't do it by hand first. It's all cranked up. So Scuba, grab it. So you open it up. One person opens it up and the other person pulls. There you go. Those are
These are different than the ones we put on.
Yep.
So how do we know this?
It's just a thicker one. It works. Usually, most of the time they come with these. Those I ordered because I ran out of these, and that's what I got. But this is the standard one. Fixed. Might have been a bad idea to tighten these to put that leg up. We'll see. There. And it's nice and clean here, straight. Once we put the last leg up, then we are going to we're going to tighten all of them. Yeah. Squat, squat, squat. This last one is the hardest one to put in. So if you have like a tent lift tool, this is when it's good to use. So yeah, I like to do it like that. Let go of the top, grab the leg, and use the leg to push up. You can, yep. There you go. See how tall it is? You're gonna have to probably get a ladder to get that down. You can't grab it. Another one of these massive. All right, at this point you want to call the customer out so that they could see where it's at again, just to confirm. But I want you to notice this is loose. This is very bad. I lost a whole tent because of something like this, the water pulled. So if you see something like this, definitely fix it because otherwise it'll be too loose and then the tent top will collect water. Okay, so at this point we've tightened all of these. This one actually could be a little bit tighter. So let's tighten it a little bit and then tighten it as much as you can, and then you're gonna go ahead and close it. Go ahead, close it. So you're gonna press this down, close it all the way. Wanna make it look neat. And you're gonna take the excess, and a little tricky, you're gonna go like over, down, and just pull it up. So you don't have stuff hanging down. See all that excess strap hanging down? We don't wanna look like that. You're gonna do each one like this. And then let's go ahead and stake this in. Now, I'm no expert at this, but we have this blue thing here, blue thing there. It's usually gonna go, my understanding, somebody told me that, we're about to find out today if it's true or not. It's usually gonna go like this and like that. So it's probably a bad idea to stake right into here, Scuba. So like maybe push it out a little bit this way so that we are not staking like out here. All right, go ahead. So you're gonna take, if you have these really big stakes and then these smaller ones, you're just gonna go ahead and stake these in. So you wanna leave just a little bit out so that you can pull it out. If you get any resistance, then stop. You might have hit something. How do you pull these out? Do you use the same thing? Okay, so yeah. We just leave enough out. How we pull them out is we hit them left and right with the hammer a few times and they come right out. You don't want people to trip over it. So I think we should go even deeper just because people can trip over it. You're gonna have a lot of guests running back and forth. So we go up like that. What sometimes I like to do, I'll put the lip of the dolly right here and I'll lift it up and that'll pull it up a little bit. So you're gonna do this on each corner, and then for this, go ahead and show us how we do this. Take it out. So these are the really big stakes. What you're gonna do is, your instincts are gonna tell you to put the stake through this D-ring. That's what I did for a long time. It is the wrong way to do it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna create a loop. So just like that, magic. All right, do it again, take it out. All right, so you're gonna extend it like this. And you're gonna go ahead and just push it through, make a loop, and then put it either from the top or from the bottom on your stake. I'll go down here. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then ideally, you want to go 3 or 4 feet on an angle that way. So in a perfect world, we would stake like right here, but sometimes you got to kind of work with what you got. So we're just going to go like he's measuring 3-4 feet. Again, let's avoid this. Let's go like right here. Yep. So usually the best tension you're going to get is going this way towards me. So this, just going to straight down, not at an angle. Then you get the big sledgehammer. Straight down, yep. You know, I used to do that, and then Scioto said that's like outdated data. So now we just go straight down with a big sledge. For these, you're gonna go as far down as you can so that there's just enough out so that you can pull it out. These are good triceps. Keep going. Okay, that's good. That's about what I do. Now that you got that, now you can go ahead and tension the tent. Same thing as the bigger ones. First thing you do it by hand. Make sure it's going straight. So this is not how you can see how it's all twisted up. Ideally, we don't want that, so we should check that before. But you're going to do it by hand first as much as possible, and then you're going to start ratcheting away. It's going to get tighter, and you can see here, it's starting to pull the leg. Yep, pretty tight. And then what we're going to do is, I would even do a little bit tighter than that, but that's okay. Yeah, go a little bit tighter. You want it to be very tight. And then when you're done, you're gonna press it down all the way, and then same thing, you're gonna loop it around. Look at that, pro. You just tighten it like that, it shouldn't go anywhere. This is what each corner should look like. Let's leave that one alone because we're gonna come back for it. Let's go do this one. Same deal, we're gonna do it here. By the way, if you guys want to see how I market my party on business, then go ahead and check out this video. I'll show you guys how we've been able to make about $10,000 a week in our party rental business. But if you're more interested in learning how we set up our bounce houses and stuff like that, then go ahead and check out this video. Thank you. So here's the second corner. Get this in all the way. And we're gonna go with the other big stake. Now this one is a perfect situation where we can go at an angle 3-4 feet, I think is what's recommended. Same deal, gonna loosen it. We're gonna loop it through. Went for the bottom of the stake this time. Size shoe you wear? 11 and a half. All right, yeah, so that's pretty much 3 feet. All right, again, just be very careful with all these flags. Should be good right there. Bobby's texting his customers, so no worries. We're recording this for him too. Especially when it's rained, obviously like this, it's muddy. You want to go even deeper. Or if it's gonna rain, ground will get soft. I'm no expert at this stuff, but better be safe than sorry. I mean, if we get yeah. Really? Wow. Sometimes you just got to try somewhere else, and it's like you might make sure you didn't hit nothing. I think that's good.
It was the customer with the staff.
Oh, just one of you guys staff that?
And it goes under that second metal piece?
Yeah, we put it under there. Yep. Now, full disclosure, this is how we set up our tents. I'm not telling you this is the only way or the right way. Maybe if we're doing anything wrong or anything you guys recommend against, let me know in the comments. But this is how we do our tents. So I know some people are gonna have some criticism. Bring it on. I want to hear it, right? But I'm not telling you this is the right way. I'm not. This is how we've been doing it for you. So please correct me. I'd love to learn from you as well. All right. So here is. 2 corners, so we're going to put together the other 2, and then we are all done. This is pretty much what it's going to look like. you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat.